Sunday, September 25th. We're live, weekly Dama News. I'm your host, MJ's Kendertainment. Kendertainment's MJ's. Got that? Switched around, back at you, waking you all up. It's Sunday morning for everyone, but hey, it's Sunday evening over here in the JP time. Thanks for joining for another weekly Dama News, where I just go through the things that have happened within our lives, living on this little rectangle that we have, this little device, this expensive ass device, showing us different things that have happened within the kendama world. Thanks for joining. What's up, everyone? Hey. Yes. Top of the morning to everyone who is joining right now. So, hey, I was actually out for this past week. Not totally offline, not 100% offline, but probably like 90% offline. And I missed most of everything that happened within this past week. But there are a few things that I just did catch right before, I jumped on the live stream, went through, tried to look at all the major companies and see the things that have been happening. And hopefully I'll fill you guys in on some of them, everyone here, as well as, hey, if you have anything that I forgot or that I missed, or maybe that I flubbed, that's the PG version, let me know in the comments below. We'll see on our time. We might do a rant and rave section. So far that hasn't been so successful, but depending on who's up and at 'em and ready, has something to say, then we might be jumping in on that. Or if there might be a Q&A, if you have a question, hey, use that little toolbar, that question tool down below. And towards the end of this, or possibly in the middle of it, I'll do some questions. Maybe you'll get an answer that you're looking for. Maybe not. Any case, here we are. How's everyone doing? You got live stream, got me up till past midnight on a Sunday for him. Hey, Dama, I said that so weird off. Dama, Dolly, thanks for joining. Okay, so let me just pull up my saved posts. There's been a few things. My cat is still good. I went out with the family up to northern Japan. Had a friend come over, take care of the cat. She's doing good. K-Dubs, you good? She's good? Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so there are a few things that caught my eye. And the first thing that caught my eye, actually, before I went on vacation, was the departure of Marquise, the Queasy. Still not so sure on how you pronounce that. But Marquise Tashawn Richardson has officially departed, left the Deal With It team. Comes as a surprise and a shock. I believe this was just 1 week ago exactly. Over the past few months, he's been really thinking about what to do within the scene. Let me read the post if you haven't read it yourself. With a heavy heart today, I am announcing that I will be leaving Deal With It. Over the past few months, I've been in my head I've been in my head a lot regarding what I want to do in this scene. There are so many goals I still want to achieve in kendama, and I think the best way to start to expand and grow is taking the time to figure out exactly what it is I want to do within the kendama scene and finding my genuine love for the game again. That was a massive run-on sentence, but we'll take it because I am not one that is an expert at grammar. But hey, Edwin left for Chrome 2. Yes, this is something that we saw Edwin, a little ripper as he was. And at that time, actually, I didn't really know much of Edwin, and Deal With It really turned me on to him. And I saw Marquise before Deal With It picked him up. But in any case, him with Kendama Puke, there's a few people, there's something in the water up in the Pacific Northwest. So we'll see what happens with Marquise. Any case, to go back to it, my adventure with Deal With It was short but amazing nonetheless. I want to thank everyone involved with Deal With It for everything you guys have done for me. Constantly love and support through it all. When coming back into the scene, I would never thought things would go as far as they have, and I can't thank everyone in the community enough for all of the love and support you've all shown me. This isn't the end of my kendama journey, just the beginning of a new chapter. Love, y'all. Cross. I grew up, this was like cross your fingers, hope not to die. You know, when you lie, you do this shit to make sure, like, hey, yeah, I'll make sure to remember to do my homework, Mom. Oh, you should hide that shit behind your back. Okay, any case, reading into it too much. But yeah, okay, so he left. I think it was only within the past year that Deal With It brought him onto the Deal With It team. And then, just within a few months, pro mods. He went pro for Deal With It. That is possibly the quick. Again, I'm not so sure of the exact time that went into when he became a pro, from a team member to pro, but it feels like it was really quick. As he mentioned in the past article or the post where he said he left the team, Deal With It. It says, you know, he was coming back into the scene, had a resurgence. Same with, I think, Kendama Puke. So I've heard, I don't know too much about those two, but from what I've heard, that's their story. They were people who were in the Kendama community, kind of stepped back for a bit, then came back with full force, with vengeance. I didn't know much of their story beforehand, so I'm not sure what kind of players they are, but if they were like old G players and came out and are like on top of like all the new school stuff, bravo, senors. Okay, 1 year, I believe, from October to 1. Yes. Boston coming in with some facts. If anyone's got some facts, you know, this is a conversation we're having. I'm not the only news anchor. We're all in it together, yeah? Okay, so, you know, nerds unite type of shit. So, yeah, so it is interesting to see him turn pro, and now what goes into the future, you know? So one can get to thinking, you know, he was at NACO, and there were a lot of other people at NACO. There's a lot of new kendama brands on the scene, and especially in the North Pacific, Northwest, namely 365 kendamas, run by Stodfather and Christopher. I actually don't know if it's Christopher. June. Okay? Could there possibly be someone that they're searching for their team? Of course, those two who have founded and created 365 Dama have, you know, plenty of people have said great things. We've seen plenty of great things from these two players. Just hearing their names, we know who they are. Interesting to see them create a brand on their own, you know, departing from their own. Chris leaving Terra, and Stod stepping away from GT, which he was there for a long time. I think 7 years he was there for something. Hey, but you know, as a new product, you want some people on the team. You want some people to rep. You want some more people within it. Now, there's plenty of people who are repping because their drop sold out very, very quickly. I'm not sure exactly how quickly, but all their kendamas are sold out. They're doing a little raffle, a little giveaway raffle. If you want to jump on it and try to pick up some of that, you know, you'll see even some of the pros from other companies really wanting a kendama, one of their kendamas. So they've been entering that raffle as well. So who knows, you know, Mark Queasy could be one that was picked up, or hey, maybe he could be going to the quad. You know, I've seen Kendama Puke, seems like they're very close pals, or possibly within the same Kendama circle, repping quad. He is not a player for them, but hey, it's within that area, within that sphere of Kendama. Yeah. See what I did there? Over on the West Coast. So we'll see what happens with Marquise, or just maybe he just wants to take a step back. But it's very interesting that he wants to take a step back right as he became pro. Released a really dope mod. Very simple, great colors. On the Deal With It V4, which is really pretty great shape. I've only tested, I only have a walnut one to play, so it's pretty lightweight, but who knows what is the future going to hold. You can only see people moving up within the kendama scene, and as one of you guys mentioned before, Deal With It's past Shredwin went over to the Crom team. So we'll see what happens, everyone, with Marquise. Let's keep our eyes open on the for Queasy to see how his journey continues on, because he's one that has a very, very interesting style, very, very cool aesthetic to the whole thing. Really, really cool. Hey, talking about switching teams and stuff, something that doesn't happen so often here in Japan. I believe it's because of, the maybe you could say the samurai nature of the people of Japan, but as well as, the businessman, as they say, salaryman. If you start working for a company, you are pretty much going to be loyal and working for that company until you retire. This isn't, of course, the case for everyone all the time, but it is the norm. It is almost looked down upon if you have like a job resume, you're trying to find a new job, and they see that you've worked for many different companies, because that means that you're not loyal, or maybe something bad happened. So it's a really, really different perspective on the work style. And here in Japan, you don't see too many people switch teams, get taken off a team, or jump off of a team and then go on to a new one. I'm not sure exactly the whole mindset that happens behind it, but as I just explained, there could be something there. So Kentaro has left. I forgot when it was exactly. Kentaro left Crom JP. I believe he was signed on Crom JP along with Soma Fujita. We all know who one of the cinematographer, one of the, I believe, founding members. I still have a lot to interview and talk with him about the high receipts, but he's in the high receipts. He does a lot of the cinematography, he does the filming, he does the editing and stuff, and they're both from Hokkaido, up in northern Japan, the northernmost island up there, Hokkaido, and he has a really he's got a bunch of really dope edits. He just released one a day ago with Dewey, past Kendama World Cup champ, the last in real life 2019 Kendama World champ Dewey from Kendama USA, which is pretty, he's still a young dude, so we don't see too much activity from him. But if anyone's been keeping their eye on what's happening within the scene in Japan with kendama players, you might have seen that, Kentaro has left Chrome a little bit ago, and now he is a Sweets kendama player. We don't know why. All it is, we see even Sweets. I saw it initially on the Sweets JP Japan Instagram, but I think just a little bit, a few days ago, Sweets Kendamas on their main account, they posted it. Stoked to add Kentaro Yoshizu to the roster of epic players from Sweets Kendamas Japan. Kentaro is an amazing player and an awesome videographer. I can never say that word. Videographer. Videographer. And we cannot wait to see what he does as a part of our team. So pretty cool to see. But yeah, he has a very interesting style. He got a lot of string tricks. I believe he is out of university and stuff, so maybe we'll see some stuff from him. But actually, personally, I don't see so much that he does. But hey, here we are. Lotus, yeah, Marcus gone on Lotus. People leaving Crom, then I thought so, but it's been a second guess though here and there, because I thought he joined like 2 days after announced he was leaving Crom. No, he was on the Crom team years ago. Like he's been there for a good amount. There's a lot of players in the Crom JP. And there are a few that are highlighted more than others, possibly because their rankings within past competitions, specifically catch and flow. We have little Yui and Yua, the two Crom girl slayers who are very young. And that is something that stands out. Whenever you see like children doing something at an extraordinary high level, high skilled level, everyone like you turn your head and you look, when you see like the headline of like 6-year-old kid plays Crazy Train on drums perfectly, then you click that YouTube video and then you go into a wormhole of other like kids doing amazing things. But kids are built differently, or they are being built because their brains are being wired as they're going. So sometimes it's easier for kids to do things as they're learning it, but then once they get to a point of becoming normal or getting older, then it's like, oh, you're pretty average actually. And it's going down a weird topic of like child stars, like hearing like that they're amazing as they're being young, or any kind of like, not just a child star, but any child that was like really good at something, gifted, if you will. And then, turns out they're not so gifted. They're pretty regs once they get to the teenage or 20 age range, and we'll see what happens. But any case, I went on a rant right there, everyone. Yeah. So he is, so there were a few different players, right? Of course, Yua, still killing it. Yua is still in the game. You'll see her here and there. Yui, I haven't seen in a bit. Maybe I just haven't seen her stuff pop in the feed. Any case, a few others that are on the Crom JP team that you haven't maybe seen is Journey, one dude from the Kansai area. He has a very simple, but almost, I want to say, I hate to like really compare because you think like it's copying, but they're not really copying. But he uses a lot of strings, not so intricate as Aventis, but kind of in the Aventis styling a bit. No rat tails, but like does string tricks, and actually is a good eye for like a good aesthetic for cinematography, and kind of like we're using different lights or angles and stuff is really interesting. Journey, you should check him out. But Kentaro is one as well that joined on with Soma from northern, again, Hokkaido. But Soma really popped onto the scene, I believe, 2019 when he was started to place when he came down from Hokkaido to Catch and Flow in Tokyo, and then he kind of was put on the spotlight because he got it to like the final 16 players, and he killed it. He has a really interesting style as well, and it was just showcased more, highlighted more, put in the limelight, so then everyone saw it more, and I think that's what really helped him grow. And and then of course now with the high receipts, really putting more focus on him. But Kentaro was one that was in there, great kendama skills, but we'll see what happens. Maybe he wasn't happy. Who knows? We're not going to cause any like rumors or nothing. But hey, now he's over on Sweets JP. Just trying to catch up. Marcus Lotus. Yeah, Marcus Lotus. Lotus. Yes. Marcus is on Lotus. Cinematography on point. Lotus edits fire. Call the fire. Haven't seen much of Yui lately too. Yep. Journey bevel licking video is fantastic. I don't remember that one. I'll have to check it back. Okay, so I believe that's all that's happening with switches, people moving around. Hey, possibly if maybe and I didn't know, but I'm not so sure. Lost Lands is happening or has happened. I'm not sure again. But Sweets released a vlog of last year's Lost Lands. Lost Lands, not the Land of the Lost, not that old TV show where there's like kids that fall into like a crack when they're like driving safari, and there's some shit crack in the road and they fall into it, and then they're in this like new kind of hybrid Jurassic Park / like, I don't know, Crow the Cave Boy, like, you remember that show? Anybody? No? Possibly just anyone around my age, then Lost Lands, any case, yeah, electronic music. So they released a vlog, and there was a little clip of Subtronics. Now, I know that Sweets made a Subtronics Dama for them, but when they showed Subtronics, they had on the bottom like Sweets Mob. I didn't know that he was a part of the Sweets Mob. Is that something that was a mistake? Was that leaked, but kind of purposefully? Or is that something that I just totally missed? You guys let me know. Land of the Lost. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah. Living in the Land of the Lost. That's all I know, but that's the main title. And So go watch that. It's actually 15 minutes. It's pretty cool. I really like the way that it starts off. It does have a definite vlog styling to it where they're talking to each other, Coop's going around, you know, kind of like seeing what's up. There's the beginning with Cody and like the mayhem that happened at the beginning. But then it just goes into like the normal, usual kind of like kendama. Wouldn't really technically call it a vlog, but maybe, you know, it's a video log of what happened. Just not so much, I guess, dialogue, which I'm a big fan of, to hear like behind the scenes, so much more of like just an edit kind of that was there. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so so yeah, so go check that out. Sweets. So they released a new kendama. So I guess, yeah, that's what it was. That's what I was going to. So Lost Lands, Sweets is releasing a new kendama. So it's really amazing to see how, you know, kendama has really taken off in this EDM world. This is a world that I'm not familiar with, but amazing to see the kendama love for it grow in the scene. And then from watching the vlog, which I just did, you know, right before this, I do understand where the love comes from. There's a lot of people with poi, I believe they're called. Poi balls, poi stick. They're not sticks. I don't know if there's devil sticks out there, if people still doing devil sticks. Maybe there's like some Chinese yo-yo type action. Is that what it's called? But poi definitely was one. And maybe like hooping or something. There's a kind of a skill skill. We got to get rid of this word toy, don't you think? Because that's what really has the sense, the essence of a child playing with it. And that's when people are turned off, when adults possibly are turned off, even though adults, as old as you get, age is just a number. It sounds cliche, I know, but when you get there, guys, you'll think about it and you'll be like, damn, I still don't know shit. And I'm like, 30, whatever. Everyone who's that age, and possibly older, will know what I'm talking about. Because, yeah, I remember when I was a kid and I was like looking at my like cousins that were in their 30s, like starting to have kids and shit. I was like, man, they must be really smart. They got it together. They didn't know what's happening. I mean, maybe they did, or maybe I'm just slow. I don't know, but I don't, guys. I don't. We're all still children at heart, so that's why we play with this shit. Yeah. Lost Lands, kendama, skill toy. People are into it in the EDM scene, so it really kind of makes sense that people have taken really a liking to kendama, and having this kendama be a part of this event is a really smart move, because it's like, you know, when you go, personally, when I go to a concert, I have so many t-shirts, guys. I don't know if you follow my personal account, but every once in a while I'll post like just a collection of t-shirts, band t-shirts usually. And I get them, one, because, you know, support the band, two, design sick, and three, it's a piece of memory for me to look back onto. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people that are like that. And there's plenty of people who do that when they go to big events. Here is another big music event. And it's a really smart idea for Sweets to be like, hey, we're going to make a special kendama just for this. And of course, you'll probably be able to get it unless they sold out, which who knows exactly how many they made for this event. But hey, there's probably a few leftovers. So be on the lookout for it on their website. Okay. Almost at the halfway point. We got 2 questions. I'm going to jump and hit those questions in just a few more minutes. But so Lost Lands happening, Lost Lands kendama. Hey, we're sticking on Sweets because Sweets is always doing so much. You know, everyone, you got to stop talking. Not everyone, but whoever's talking smack about Sweets, like here and there. Like, when you get that big, they're really pushing it. They're really making it more of an impact globally. And of course, in North America, of what kendama is. Now, some people could like it, some people could not like it because of their viewpoint of it, but I really think they're taking it, they're doing a good job because they're hitting all assets, not just keeping it a child's plaything, you know? Any case, Sweets kendamas, you got, hey, maybe you missed Nako in person. Well, go to their website right now, and all the Nako merch that was out there is now available on their website. So if you wanted to pick something up and pretend like you were there at the next jam, you go to their website and pick it up. Yes. Okay. And then again, keeping it sweet, since they want you to go to their website so much, and you would think that I'm like pushing sweets or something, but I'm not. But 30% off. Talk about, where's my water? Talk about sales and shit, right? Because everyone wants to save money on Damas, because we all see, look at the collection. I'm sure you have one just like mine. Too many. So when you can save $1, you want to save $1. So flash sale, 30% off for this weekend. I think September 23rd, 24th, 25th. sweetskendamas.com. Almost everything, no code needed. And if you scroll through, you got some sumos in there. If you wanted a sumo and you didn't get one before, or you were just thinking about it, not sure, flipping a coin or some shit, Two-Face, you could just pick one up now at kind of a sale price. They have amped shaped Damas out there, guys. The silver boogie tea, what was it called? The silver dollar? Is that like a pancake? Boogie tea, pancake boogie tea. They also have the Austin Donovan on sale in the amped shape. It might not be cushion, but it's an amped shape. So if you wanted to try that, I think there's even a Luzumaki in there. G-shape, Kusa, new Dali Dom, put in the question. Equinox sale, that's what it is. Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Spike. And that's the holiday. See, there was in Japan, the equinox is a day off. So on this past Friday, we had a day off, and that's why I went on vacation and shit. Shinfo. Okay. I thought there was another one. Was there another one? There was another one that caught my eye. And there's a few other older ones. Hey, Yep. Any case, go check it out. Oh, there's coop straps even on there. Hey, you wanted a coop strap? Not sure what that was like? Go in there. Check it out. Hey, you wanted 6-finger strings? Maybe if you still want 6-finger strings, you could sell them to me. Maybe not. I only need 3-finger strings. I was playing the kendama over when I was on vacation. I brought one, and I was like, the string's getting too long. It was like a fat 4. It's like, cut that shit off, make it shorter. Nice tight 3. Always got to keep that. Okay. Hey, we're at the halfway point. Let's hit those questions. And let's see what we got, and then we'll cover some more news towards the end. Okay, here we go. Question from Dama Dolly. Is it coming through? Here you go. Marcus Lander on Lotus now? Am I tripping? No, you're not tripping. He is on Lotus. Marcus, left crom is on Lotus. Next. Dylan. Can't respond. You could be shared. Try again. Hold on. We got to cross that out. And then you got to click this one in. Okay, here we go. Dylan Johnson 3711. What is a wood that should be used more in the making of kendamas? Now that's like, music, art, personal preference. It depends on the player. Different types of guitars, they use different types of woods. Now some are more, I guess, becoming the standard, and some have been forgotten as standards, namely beech kens and cherry, or I should say sakura, tamas. Now those are the classics. That's what Ozora, Yamagata Kobo, the brand that make Ozoras, that's what they would use for all of their kendamas. And those were like the officially made kendamas for the Japanese Kendama Association, JKA, okay? But it got, people stepped away from that once a lot of the overseas companies learned that, hey, there's other woods out there that we can experiment with. And that's when a lot of the exotic woods got put in. And that's when people found out about, maple being a pretty good hardwood, also kind of breaks in a little bit to become a kind of softer, more playable wood, you could say, and doesn't chip as much, because actually beech, if you really jammed in a beech would kind of like, fray a little bit, kind of like fall apart if you really got in on it. But that's the beauty of that beech, and that's what really made it honed for stalls. So we're not sure exactly right now where it is. It's definitely personal preference. If you were lucky enough to have some of the exotic woods back in the past and you could test them out, there's still a few out there who are trying really different styles of woods. So you got to go out there and got to test it out. But, like personally, I don't like maple. I would probably prefer beech, ken over maple, possibly even ash. I like the lightweightness of it. But Zebrano just hits me for just the aesthetic. It looks so dope. Walnut is really great because it does look beautiful and very lightweight, but it is so dark. So once you lose lighting, it gets a little difficult. So it depends on who you're playing with, but elm is elm is not bad. But the elm that I have falls apart really, really harshly. Without anything coming off. Look at this. Look at that elm. You see that? See all that nice tear in there? Oh my gosh. You drop this bad boy a few times. He is not happy. And then you match it up with my love of soft ass string. So this is the thing that kind of happens, which does suck with elm. But elm is another one that sounds really nice. Looks beautiful. Is almost on like the keyaki side, the US keyaki side. You know, you got to figure out which one you like. Hickory's a good one. Hickory's a good one. Yeah, ash. A lot of people don't do ash anymore. Birch is a good one. You know what, J Bugs? Yeah. Birch is pretty solid. I think birch is one I think that might be a good answer for you, Dylan. What is a wood that should be used more in making kendamas that people kind of forgot about? Birch. We'll go with that one. Okay, I think there was one more question in this set right here. Yes. And then we'll hit more news, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. From Dama Dolly again, G-Shape and Kendama USA, new jet shape, thoughts, opinions. Will it change the slinger game? Possibly. I would say no. Because, okay, let me take that back. Maybe. And I say this because the last kind of newer kendama that I got, the one that probably a lot of people have, because again, Sweets is a huge name, and the biggest name in kendama right now, making a lot of their brand kendamas out, having a lot of sales. So you probably have one in your sleuth or your what am I looking for? Quiver of kendama. As they don't sling that well. And this is exactly the point that the Gallaghers made when they made the G spot shape. They made it so you could sling better, but not only by adding weight into the sarado and losing the lunarness, because everyone loves to lunar, which is really interesting. Like, I, for the longest time, didn't care about lunaring because maybe it was just because it was so difficult back in the day, but I really didn't give a shit. So I was gunslinger. I loved gunslingers, all about gunslingers. You call them world slingers. I don't know what the hell that is. Gunslingers, all right? RoboCop, gunslingers. So once I got this guy, I was pretty sad because you really had to put in effort to get gunslingers. So to go to the question, will it change the sling game? Possibly, yes, because now with this shape that gives a little more effortlessness to do gunslingers, more people will do them, as well as it being advertised as that's like the selling point. It's a sling can, then maybe more people will be like, hey, this is what I should be doing for it. Because when Booty Hole came out, people were like, oh, it's made for lunars. I should be doing lunars. When people started putting lines to weight the sarado more, it's because to add weight so you could do lunars better. So people are like, oh, I should do lunars on this. So I'll say yes. I think it will change because more people will get into it. Is it going to change it for people? Meh. There's a bit, come on. The Sling Shady. He's been slinging for years and years and years on old ass 2012, 2014 Kens and been having no problem. All you got to do is, you can turn any Ken into a slinger Ken. All you got to do is take the sarado and bring it up, maybe turn it a little bit, and there you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Maybe not. It's actually still pretty lightweight on the base. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. All right, back to it. If you got any more questions, hang out. At the end, I'll be answering some more. Jet shape also looks nice for slingers. It could be. It could be. I mean, they don't specifically say it, which they don't have to. All Kens can sling. The only thing is that looks similar is that hard defined edge right by the cup. Right there, right? And that's just to really like hook in for bats or axes, which, yeah, I remember, again, Sue doing that back in the day with his original sync line that he had RWB make. Where were we going with the news, everyone? Okay. Hey, since we were talking about woods, Native Kendama out of France, new birch, raw birch is back, they say, on this Sunday, which is probably right now. I did check their website right before I jumped on, and I didn't see them up on the website, but raw birch with an ash ken birch tama is here in the pro shape. Very interesting. Interesting little line work on the tama. We'll get to that in a different story right after this. But so that's really cool. There you go. So people are still using the birch. This is a raw birch tama, just tama. Now this is an interesting move because usually I would think of a ken being birch and then a tama being ash. I think Sue is one that really loves ash tamas, has that extra grooves into the tama so you can have, it breaks in a little. It doesn't break in, it has that natural groove in it to lock in for stalls and whatnot. But hey, there you go, Kendama France, Native Kendama, very, very interesting shape, all that pro shape that they have. Definitely want to get my hands on and try that one. Stalls is saying, yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay, so yes, going to the design of that tama and the lines, if you checked out, De Origins released a new kendama. Now, De Origins is Irk from Amsterdam? No. Austria? Making kendamas. There he is right there. Irk. And he is, making them, handcrafting. I don't know about hand. No, he CDC the kens and hand paints the tamas, the design as well as I got some shit in my eyelash, as well as the paint. I still have one in a box that I was just on vacation. Hopefully this week I can crack that shit open and make a video. But he released this. And then analog. If you possibly noticed that some of those designs, this little squiggly line, kind of is reminiscent to the analog tamas. And I thought the same thing too. And then I searched over and I saw that analog releases post. Hey, gonna let all of y'all borrow or steal one of our shapes real soon too. Bull nose blowing emoji heart PS please collab De Origins. Now everyone can talk about like, hey, they did that first, especially when it's like just like a design. A design is a real tiny thing. If it's like a Ken shape or something, hey, if it's not patented, lawyers can't do shit. So you're just gonna run with it, and we'll see what the audience, what the community has to say. If they say yay or no to it, nay to it. But in that final, there's 3 slides. In the final one, it says a message to analog. It says, yo, can I borrow your wavy middle stripe? And they say, run it, baby. So I guess, hey, De Origins, Irk was nice enough to go through and say, hey, I really like that. Can I borrow that? And if you look specifically, if you're going to be nitpicking, designer can go in and say, well, it is not technically the same exact thing. Well, you can't like copyright, happy birthday song. Everyone's got it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. You can't say that shit's mine. I guess those are classic. Could be looking at it a little differently, but it's a so fucking wavy line. Okay. And if you want to get technical, the analog wavy lines, I think they're double lines or triple even. And the wavelength of them is really, really, really tight next to one another. Where here, there's a little more opening before it gets to the next loop. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So that could be the difference. But in any case, it seems like Irk hit them up. And it seems like they're nice enough to do like, hey, let's maybe just do a collab in the near future. Who knows what's going to come out of that? But De Origins, still interested on what they play like. But hey, I got a kendama, so I'll get to that later. Okay, one that is very interesting. I only got a few more left, everyone. One that's very interesting that I talked about in the weekly kendama news earlier this year because they released a kendama, an account, Locked Studios. Boss, are you still here? Hey, awesome. I know you have a kendama from Locked Studios. Now they are one that you might know this little face, and you might have remembered they are have a very interesting kendama shape. Not only the slip ring, but for me, the most interesting thing was their decision to put extra holes on the sarado. It says on their website mostly for aesthetic, and that is kind of beta testing, but possibly to change up your play and how you pulled up. So we only knew from the past GT, Grain Theory doing that with the wormhole, adding the hole right here. But in this case, they are on the front side, I guess you could say, of the sarado in different positions. They either have one directly in the center or a bit left, a bit right. Now, traditional kendamas, do I have a JKA? Oh, I do. Of course I do. What the hell? Traditional JKA damas are strung off to the left, if you see. That is not centered to this spike. It is off to the left. Maybe you could see it there a little better. That's not straight. And a lot of companies actually started putting them on straight when they were from the States, because they're like, why did they put them off to the side? They didn't really know. And I think it was even almost like trademark, because JKA tried to trademark and keep other people from making a kendama like this. So the other companies had to get around it. Don't quote me on this, but I think this is true. And what they had to do is they had to move the hole at a different position, so that they wouldn't infringe the trademark from the JKA here in Japan. Any case, this is so you can pull up one turn, any kind of turn. So you do like when you go in for a swing, like one turn airplane or something. Like you can hit it a little easier. Oh, you heard that? Tip wet. Any case. So they had one in the center and they had the other two on the side. Lock Studios. Very interesting. The interesting thing about this. Ooh. J-Boog says it's something everyone's going to want in a few months. It plays so well. I've never tried one. But hey, the interesting thing that I saw, well, they have a new player that just joined. Someone I'm not so familiar with. Sorry. But the main thing I actually wanted to talk about is that Sunday, October 2nd, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., there is a freestyle competition that they are hosting. If you can't make it in person, don't worry, because the winner of the freestyle will be voted by the people watching the live stream. So if you're not following Locked Studios, jump on. If you want to be a part of this, you want to give your 2 cents and vote on who you think should be winning a competition, a freestyle competition. You know, sometimes people are like, oh, the judge should have went this way, they should have went that way, I think this person should have won. I think, well, now you have the power. Locked Studios, again, Sunday, October 2nd. It'll be the next weekly Dama news, so I'll remind you in the morning when it's your turn. Why did I do that? Okay, so that's it for that. The shape looks fire. I've been sussing their site here and there, waiting for another drop to scoop in a quad clear or brick. So Lock Studios, be on there. Oh, hey, you want to learn more about kendamas and stuff? Hey, quad kendamas, really cool. I remember seeing quad kendamas posting, I believe on YouTube, maybe on Instagram as well, how to turn kendamas. And I believe the guy who is turning, I forget his name right now, but I think I remember him saying like, hey, if anyone has any questions or anything about turning kendamas, hit me up and I'll share all the information that I have. Really cool. But hey, there is how to turn a sword. He's got the full thing up on YouTube, Instagram right now. So go check it out. Quad. If you're ever interested in the process or you just wanted to hear what it sounds like, It sounds like as if someone was taking a little clippers and cutting your hair. Okay, what was another one? Da-da-bup. I only think I have 2, 3 more. Okay. New on the team. Oh, I forgot this when we were talking about team members. Soul Kendamas picked up Elijah Lane, KD. Full announcement edit is up on YouTube channel. Go check it out. AJ, there you go. AJ, thanks. So, yeah. Soul Kendamas, Elijah Lane, KD, up on the Soul Kendamas team. Really cool to see Soul just expanding more and more and more. I wonder, you know what I want to do? Which I could do. Could? Did I say that weird? Which I could do if I checked out Kendama docs. Ken docs. Actually, no, actually not. I couldn't. I would have to do a lot more research. What I was going to say is, because I'm talking before I let you all know what the point is, I wonder who has the most active players on a team, right? Kusa was there at the forefront at the beginning. I'm definitely, right off the top of my head, going to say Sweets. I kind of feel like Soul is getting up there. Soul's got a good amount of people on their teams, and they're just growing more and more and more. It's really cool, you know, to see them. I definitely see them as one of the smaller guys, just growing though, and especially with the love of the community, really supporting them. It's going to be something really cool, and it's not just supporting them, but supporting the love for the shape. Soul 1-Up, you know, everyone's all like about Sulab and Soul 1-Up, so we'll see what happens there. Now we'll see what happens there. Well, I mean, you know, Elijah Lane, there you go. Congrats, dude, on the team. And let me go back to check out Locked Studios to just specifically, Gabe Mendoza is Locked Studios. There you go. I don't want to forget that. And there's an edit dropping, hey, on Saturday, which was yesterday. So go check it out. Kendama Gabe edit. Where is it going to be dropping, though? On the YouTube, on the Lock Studio, on Instagram. You know, no matter how big this thing is, it's not going to be as big as unless you have it hooked up to your TV. And then go watch it on TV. I was going to say it's not as big as your monitor. But maybe you don't have a monitor. Do you have a monitor? Do you guys have desktops anymore? I guess if you don't need it, maybe you don't. Any case, my last one. Yes, last one, and then we'll get over to the last 2 questions that you guys have been asking. The last one is Jack Kendama's official. They're getting ready for a new drop, and I hope you're all ready for this one. This is one that possibly I should try to get my hands on to do a review, or maybe not, because it would just be adding on to the backed up catalog of kendamas that I have just in boxes that I always talk about doing reviews. It's like a broken record with me. But Jack Kendamas start to sell. Oh my gosh, it's already on sale. What the shit? 2 days ago. Are they still? They're probably sold out because the Japan scene loves the Jack Kendamas. Keyaki. It's okay. Thanks, Boston. It's on the Lock Studios YouTube, and it's insane. So go check it out. Jack Kendamas. Keyaki. With the micro grip technology. Groovature. You know, groove metal, Pantera. This is Groovature on kendamas. So it's so hard to see, but there, you see it there. You see it. Yeah, look at those lines. It's like fingerprint-ish. They're, you know what? It might be as small as a fingerprint lines on your fingers. Like, you know, you can't really see them, but if you look closely, you're like, oh shit, there they are. Very obviously, you can see them. That's how it is with the Jack Kendamas. Now, this is a new one. It's really cool how they get the keyaki in there, and they're splicing up was it maple? I believe it was maple, purple heart, keyaki, and then again, purple heart, keyaki, purple, maple. I believe it's maple. Let me go back to this one. Again, with those lines, I believe it's maple. Because their keyaki comes from Japan, I believe from the Tohoku area, which in their last drop of, or all of their drops of keyakis, they're all a very, very dark, vibrant, like almost red color, not a really light one that you will see coming from Yamagata Kobo, the company that makes Ozoras. But very interesting to see. If you were interested in it, I'm saying that word so many times, The Groovature. Well, that's it. That's it for the news this week. Because I was out on vacation and that's all the shit that I just pulled up right before this. So hey, there you go. You got questions. We got 2 right in here now. So let's hit them. Majin J Bugs, with all the changes, do you expect certain teams to grow larger now? I'm not sure about teams just growing larger. Sweets is the only one that's just gone to such a big proportion, a big roster, where it's just unearthly. Like they have players like all over, literally around the earth. So if they're still active or not, there's a few that have dropped off, but not as much as, say, Kendama USA. Those are the ones that at least at least as an OG, like thinking about so many of the old players like being in the forefront of Kendama, the movement, big names out there in the limelight. Kendama USA had a big grip of them, and then they lost. Some of them just fluttered away like butterflies, like ash through the oaken meadows. So not sure about the teams changing. What I would like to see and hear about more is just activity, just more on these players. I believe is really dope how Soul kind of made a simple lineup of Kendamas, simple shapes and stuff, or color patterns for their Tama designs, and then everyone kind of chose their own colors to put on the Tama, and that was kind of like the vibes, right? And that was like theirs. So that was really cool. So hopefully they do another run of those. Not sure how well they sold, so it could be make or break for the company to do another run of those. But that was really cool to see, and I really liked how Crom is releasing, a lot of like, same with Deal With It. For a long time, Deal With It has been putting out like signature kind of models, not specifically pro mods, but just to get people in the team to get maybe more enthusiastic about playing Kendama, maybe to be more active playing Kendama. Because if you had a Kendama that you designed, of course, when it comes out, you're going to be like, hey, fucking check out this new design. I did wood on wood. And you're going to play it and you're going to show it off, and people are going to want to support not only the company, but they'll be supporting your brand, you as well, So that's what I would like to see a little more, Okay. And then the one more question from Boston. Boston says, what is the next event you'll be attending? I do not know. Or actually, no, you know what? Soma hit me up and he's like, dude, come to the High Receipts event on the 20th in Tokyo. And it's going to be, he said, an homage to the old school Kusa edits. They're releasing a new edit. And I believe, what was it? I believe it was their Hatsukaichi edit that they did when they went over this past few months ago for Kendama World Cup. And it's like homage, an ode to 2014's Kusa edit that Sander put together. So I might be going to that one. I'm not sure if it's an event. It's not like a competition or a tournament or anything, but it's an event. It's kind of an event. So I'll probably be going to that one. Let me know if you're going. Yeah. Oh, and hey, so that's it for the questions. Thanks for that. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. And last but not least, Dama nerds, I should say. We're getting ready for another recording. Monday evening, yes. For you guys, Monday evening, we got 2 guests coming on for 1 episode. I'll spill the beans right now just for all of you. An exclusive. We're getting Nick Stodd and Chris June on the Dama Nerds. Me and Rod, we're going to be talking to them, figuring out what 365 Kendama is all about and what it is going to grow to become, what their goals are, their departure of their past teams, Personally, I wanted to have them split up so we could dive deep into each of their backstories, but they're like, let's just run it together. So we're going to possibly just, focus on 365 and what their future holds, possibly get them back on for another episode. But I'm saying this all right now because if you are supporting me at Patreon on that second tier and up level, then go to Patreon right now, or go to your email, and you should have an email from Patreon saying, hey, there's a new message from kendertainment, and I'm asking you for questions. So there's your time to ask any kind of question. I don't know why I'm doing that with my voice to these two guys. I'm stoked for it. I need to do a little more research to bring up some good history, good questions for it myself. But hey, that's how I'm going to end the news for this week. Thanks all for joining. Again, actually, I just remembered last week's episode was never put up on YouTube or as a podcast audio file yet because I was so busy getting ready, leaving my house. I totally didn't get it up. So, pause. So, I'll be doing that before putting this one up as well. But hey, these are all up as podcasts, so you can find them wherever you get your podcasts. Search Weekly Dama News, you'll be able to find it. And then, hey, it's over on YouTube as well, on the YouTube channel. Subscribe over there, trying to peek over into the 1,000 sub mark. And all your support and help is very, very happily accepted. And be on the lookout. Again, I have some event with another colleague of mine I'm going to probably test out some kendamas, show them kendamas and stuff, what kendama is all about. So I'll be opening up some wacky kendamas. So I'm going to have a session. I got to figure out what day it's going to be. I'm going to have a session to record some unboxing, some reviews of kendamas in the near future. So that's another thing that will go up on the YouTube channel for kendertainment. So that's what will be happening. Anyways, Jacob, I'm just about to sign off. Thanks for joining. But, this will be up in the archive right here on IG, so you can hang out and watch my mug and listen to my voice a little bit. Or again, catch it later on YouTube or the podcast. That's it. Thanks again for hanging out, everyone. Thanks for the question. It was dope. We see you all next week. Keep it clean. Have a good one.